Welcome back, boys and some girls, to another first impression video. This time it's gonna be a second impression video because I already played the game. I played the demo on the channel already, but I didn't give the game a fair shake. I didn't play the game enough in order to give you like a serious opinion, so I played the game more because it kind of became my comfort game, and I have some more opinions to give. So according to developers, exactly if you check the Steam page, they say, "Yeehaw cowboys, team up in this chaotic 1 to 4 player co-op shooter. Journey to the far far west to blast monsters, sling spells, complete missions and collect bounties. Work as a team to get in, get paid and get out mostly alive." So translation to English, what does this mean? It's an extraction game. You go in, you do some objectives, you get some items and then you get out. That's it. But inside of it there is way more to what this looks like, but this is the most basic core loop. So I guess now we can dive a little bit deeper. So number one, the gameplay. How is the gameplay? I really love the gameplay. Guns feels great. Spells feels great. We're not going to dive too much deeper into what each one of them do because this is something that a review does, but just know that there's multiple spells you can do. We're gonna get to it in a second, but you can do some fire, some utility, some healing. There's gonna be a bunch of them. Just wait a second. The weapons themselves are very interesting, also the way they work. You start with a very specific weapon, and then if you want different kind of weapons, you need to specifically track their blueprints in the menu, and then whenever you kill a boss or you find a loot goblin, then you can find a blueprint for it. And then once you got this, you need specific amount, and then you can just buy the weapon and you have it. There's multiple types of weapons. There's a shotgun, there's a sniper, there's a machine gun, but in general they feel different. Now some weapons are gonna be better than others, 100%, but it's an alpha. I don't expect everything to be optimized or balanced just yet. I don't expect them to be in the full release balanced and optimized because nobody in life was able to do this. So I don't see why those 7 people who are making this game will be able to do that. But they are fun nonetheless. Now let's get back to spells. Spells are especially fun. I like them because they kind of remind me of the way Larian does spells with Baldur's Gate and Divinity. You can combine things, which is pretty fucking cool. For example, there's like this big fire pillar thing, or I think it's called a fire beam in the game, and whenever you use that and you add enough acid on top of this, you can create a very big firestorm which also chases around the enemies automatically. You don't need to aim it or anything, it just goes after enemies and it does crazy damage and it's huge, so you can block choke points with it, and it's pretty fucking cool. And also things level up whenever you use them. So if you use the skills or the weapons that you love, they're gonna level up, they're gonna become stronger. You can optimize them, you can customize them more to do more damage and to do, I don't know, faster reload and things like that. And this just becomes more fun because you can just do more of the same things that you like. But here comes a bit of a negative. Because you level up things whenever you use them, this means if you want to switch and use a different weapon, you have to go back and do easier missions in order to level up your new weapons. You can't just transfer the levels to the new weapon and just play with it, so you kind of lost your time. Whatever time you played, that's it, that time is gone. If you want to switch weapons, you have to farm everything again for the different weapon, and then you can return to do like the higher difficulties, the fun missions. You just need to farm and only then you can come back. I would love to see some kind of a level transfer, so the time spent in the game is going to be time spent in the game. You don't lose that time that you already played. Beside that, there's some problem with the gun accuracy. It kind of has some randomness to it. So whenever you aim at the same spot, you're not necessarily going to hit the same place. Now, it might be realistic. I know weapons don't really hit the same place because it depends on so many things, like the barrel deviation, the amount of like what it's called, the black powder thing that you have in the bullets, those kind of things. It's a game, it's not real life, and it's a very like funny laugh, hee far west, that type of thing. So it doesn't need realism, it just need, whenever I aim, it needs to hit that place. I don't mind if there's bullet jump for like very big distances, but I don't like it whenever I'm trying to aim at the place and then it just goes completely out of the crosshair or something like that. It doesn't feel nice. The heavy launcher guys, the ones that kind of launch rockets at you, they have way too much knockback, like way too much. And if you go in the higher difficulties, there's a bunch of them, you get just kicked around like a football. And it's really not enjoyable whenever you just get pushed over here, pushed over there, pushed over here, pushed over there. There's more enemies that can push you. There's like the ball thing that just runs into you and push you up in the air. And I think there's one more I'm forgetting, but in any case, getting pushed around all over the place is really not fun. There's just way too much knockback in general in the game. There's also a cannon objective thing that you need to like shoot to a different place, and whenever the cannon shoots, there is also knockback effect in a pretty huge circle around the cannon. It also pushes you backwards, which I don't really see the point of. Just saying, there's way too much knockback. Just cut that thing a little bit. We don't need that much knockback. For enemies, there's multiple factions in the game. I think there's two that I can think of right now. There's the skeletons, and then there is the marauders, or they kind of look like robots. I'm just calling them robots for some reason. Also, they have crazy aim. They almost never miss. You could just speed past them with a horse or something, and they still hit you like for 90% of the shots. They don't miss almost. They also have an invincible shield. It's not technically invincible, you can destroy it, but you need to waste your entire magazine on top of it. And then once you when you finish the shield, then you need to reload, and by the time you finish reloading, they already have a new shield. So using it to destroy the shield is really useless. You just gotta go around them and then hit them from there. That's your best bet. Or maybe you can use like an explosion kind of a spell, like a fireball or something that just makes an explosion, so it can go behind the shield to damage whatever character is behind the shield. That is your best bet if you don't want to waste too much time, because they are gonna deal insane damage if you get close. Just think about it. If at long range, they almost don't miss. Whenever you're going to be at zero range, they don't miss even less. Now let's talk a little bit about the build depth and your progression. So there's a couple of things you can do. Number one thing I would love to say is there is no buyable skins. You can't buy skins with real money, at least for now. It might change later. You can only buy it inside of the game with the game currency and achievements that you do, which is pretty fucking cool. Whenever you level up weapons and your own character, you get specific slots and places you can put in cards or kind of customization. It's cards. You basically need to put in, and it gives you specific stats. So you can get more weakness point damage, or you can lose health, but you can gain cooldown. There's some more things you can do, and this is basically where the builds in the game come in, right? There's some like useless cards on the very lowest tier of cards. Basically, one of them makes you shine more, and the other one makes confetti, and there's I think one more for like duck noises. It's like a joke, but you almost never see them. I don't like them like at all, but sure, you almost never see them. Like you see them once in a while, you go haha, and you move on. You use them for the first time, you hate the duck noises, you get the joke, and you move on. I don't really mind it. It's not that much of a big deal. Just thought I might as well mention it. But the other cards are pretty cool. I would love to see some more improvement to them and like bump up the numbers or do some adjustments so it's more crazy. The builds are going to be more. It's going to give you more, because currently you don't really feel too much of a difference with the builds, and that's kind of my problem. But just wait a second before we get there. You get multiple skills, right? Multiple spells, I guess we would call it. You get an offensive tree, you get a utility tree, and then you get also a healing tree. There's one more that is just a tree. I don't know what to call it even, because it's pretty useless. Like, it doesn't help you set up things. Like I said, the acid tree, it helps you set up other things. But besides using like the first spell to destroy like encampments, I don't really see the point of that tree. I don't really find it really useful. Most of its spells are not that good. But in any case, it's fun. Using the spells, the uniques, and weapons is a ton of fun. There's multiple things, there are a lot of customizations. We're not gonna dive too much into this. This is not a guide. Just want to say it's very enjoyable. There is some caveat here. The build depth doesn't feel great. I wish there was more to things. I just want more. It doesn't feel like there's like any meaningful class identity. So there is no like, okay, he's the damage, he's the healer, he's the this. I don't expect specific classes to lock you, but I want items to lock you. So if I take this item and this item and this item, this means I am Y. Okay, so most items in my builds, I'm gonna build toward a thing, but currently most of it is gonna be like 1 or 2 jokers, which is the cards that customize you, and then your spells. That's it. You maybe have, I guess, technically a healing grenade that you got, and like a utility grenade that gives you like more ammo, but that's it. I don't think it's going to carry many players very far into the game when there is no like substance there to keep them, because like I said, it's all pretty shallow, but it is a demo, so just giving my feedback. I don't know how much of it is like the actual game. Spells, for example, gain experience based on the damage they have dealt. So offensive spells level up way faster than utility spells. So what happens is the fire tree, for example, levels up way faster than the acid tree, which is not really enjoyable, especially when you need them to work together and you want to try to do multiple things. It's just, I think it needs to change a little bit. So the healing is going to be healing based, utility has to be utility based, and damage has to be damage based. That's how you need to measure all the differences. You can't just have one metric for all of them. Could this be just a demo talking? Maybe. Might change in the full game. Just giving feedback on what I can play right now. Higher difficulty. I like it. There is new mechanics, there's new enemies, same bosses do different things on higher difficulties. They have suddenly more skills, which is extremely enjoyable. But we come back to the same point, balancing. There's very specific builds that are going to be good, specific weapons, specific jokers, specific skills that are going to be good on those higher difficulties. If you don't place those things, then you're kind of out of luck and you need to work 10 times harder, or you just fail. That's pretty much it. So let's talk a little bit about the objectives and the mission design. Okay, there's multiple objectives. There's a variety of objectives, which I don't think I can find and say that there's one I don't like. All of them are pretty freaking interesting and cool. Might be just the newness talking, so it's something I haven't played before, but I always find more and more things in the game. It feels like there's more things to find endlessly, which is a lot of fun. There's multiple like secret missions that you can do. Number one I found is like there's a train thing, and there's like black boxes missions you need to do. You go to a place with the black box, you stand there and you download the information. And once you do all 3 of those missions in 3 places, then you unlock a new map. There's a cool secrets like that all over the place, which the game doesn't tell you. It doesn't show up on the map. You need to just run around the map and find this place, and only then you realize, oh yeah, there's this mission to do. There's like graves you can find all over the place. There's a lot of like a secret music thing you can find. There's a lot in the game. There's so many things. I also found like a chest thing, or maybe I guess we would call it a safe, that whenever you destroy like 9 targets, then the chest opens, and I found like a medal. I don't know if the medal gives me something. Is it like a reward, or do I get stats from it? I have no idea. I have zero idea. But it's cool. It always feels like there is more secrets to find in the game. And I think it's a great way to design your game. So good job, devs. Now, like always, there's some more things that could be improved here. So for example, the black box mission, you have to hold the black box in your hand in order to progress the mission. You can't just throw it in the area that it needs to be at and it will download. You have to physically hold it. It's not like you're inputting something into the computer. You simply have to hold the object. If you don't hold it, you don't get mission progression. So you have to clear the mission, kill the enemies, then stand there AFK, holding this thing in your hand until the bar is full. It would be nicer to just make it so the bar fills up even while you're not holding the object in your hand. As long as it's within the circle, it should get mission progression. That's how it should be. Another small thing, remember the blueprints I talked about when you get new weapons? Yes, so you need to hold your button in order to pick them up. Now it's very small, it's very short, but whenever you're doing in combat, you don't want to sit there holding down a button. Everything else is just press and you got it. Like most things is press and you got it. You don't need to sit there and hold. So I would love to see this just being changed. I don't know even why it's at, because it's not like I'm gonna not do it or something like that. And it's mostly happening at the end of the missions anyway. So you just pick up this thing and you just leave the mission anyway. Now, enemy spawns. Enemy spawns come from all angles. They come from 360, they just pop out of the ground. There's no logic to the way they spawn, even though there's spawn points in the map already for them. There's spawner for them. It feels very gamey when they just pop out of the ground everywhere, especially when you get like a storm or something like that and the screen becomes darker. So then enemies can be spawned basically in your face, but you can't see that because everything is dark around you. So you're not able to see that the game is spawning everything around you like in a ring. I don't like that. There's already spawners in the game, make them spawn there and then spread all over the map. This makes things feel more fun, more deliberate, and after you cleared a lot of the map, everything is going to be more clear, which I like. Right now we just have groups of like 3 to 5 enemies just spread all over the map with zero sense, near a random tree, over there near the stone. It's not like in a specific place, they're not moving from point A to point B, they're just standing there like sticks, waiting for somebody to get within aggro range and then they're gonna jump you. That's it. Also, something pretty cool about the factions is that they fight against one another. So sometimes you might just go across the map, just run around, and then you find some loot and you're like, what happened here? So what happened is they fought one another. So sometimes you might find a blueprint because one of the factions destroyed the loot goblin somehow, and then you got loot without doing anything. Happens. I don't know if I have a video for this, but happened to me multiple times. Overall, for the gameplay, I really like it. I like the way everything feels. There's some things to improve, which we talked about, but overall, I really like what the game offers. The music is great. There's only one music track though, so it's gonna get annoying after some time, but the music that you do have in the game is very enjoyable. The art style, I wouldn't say it's like unique, never done before, but it's unique, interesting. I do find it interesting and enjoyable, especially the setting, which is kind of like Western robots, which is not something I think I've ever seen, like cowboy robots, but it is very enjoyable and fresh because I have not seen this anywhere that I can think of. The constant secrets I found in the game, very enjoyable, makes me like feel like a kid, like, oh, what is over there, what is over there? I want to explore the map because of those type of things. Like specifically the safe with the targets completely surprised me. There was no objective, there's no mission, there's nothing to it. I just saw a number and then I saw a target and I thought, what are the chances? I destroyed all of them and yes, the chest opens up, the safe opened up, which is pretty fucking cool. So I want to go over a few points very quickly. The higher difficulties feels very punishing, which is very enjoyable, but it's going to require specific builds. So buff other builds, so everything is going to be more viable. Point number 2, knockback, way too strong. Nerf it a little bit. The objective cannon, for example, doesn't need any knockback. It's just stupid. It's funny the first time, I guess, but it's just kind of annoying when you're trying to extend still or do something and then your character starts moving. Not really enjoyable. The Marauder's aim, way too precise. Either don't give them a shield or lower their accuracy. One of the two. They can't be invincible and have crazy aim. They need one of those things to not exist. Now overall, what do I think of the game? I think you already know what I think of the game. It's a freaking good game. I think they have a good gem here. They have something that could be, I don't want to say this could be huge, this is a this killer, this is going to destroy this, but I think there's potential here. I think this game can be very fun, very enjoyable. You can see there's soul. There's some heart in the game. It's not a business decision. It's a hard decision. It's a group of people who thought, you know what I think is going to be fun? XYZ. And they did it. And I think it's fun. And a lot of other people think it's fun because there's a decent amount of players. I don't know how many players are playing the demo right now, but I wish there would be more because this game is a lot of fun. Especially the spell combinations you can do. I'm sure there's more I haven't found out yet. I'm constantly finding out because it also takes time to level up, and then when you level up you use and you gain new skills. So only then I found out more things, right? But those and the secrets together just was a killer for me. The moment I found those out, I'm like, oh my god, so freaking cool. So those are the good thing. Now there's some bad things. Like I said, Number one, there is no real build depth to the game right now. It's pretty much just use your skills and then like one utility thing. Spawning logic, I think needs a fix. I also don't like the way that whenever you finish the mission, just there's constant enemies coming at you from 360 until you extract. And no, just no. Maybe when you extract, only then it happens. Sure, I can see that happening. Like whenever you get to extraction, you start the bell, then enemies start coming from like a specific place and they come endlessly. Sure, why not? This is gonna make this thing more fun. Then you can place like snipers at the back, close damage dealers in the front. There's more play and strategy, because right now there's no real point to play like as a sniper, for example. It doesn't really do too much, because especially when you get to bosses and things like that, you have to stay very close range. You can't stay far back and then snipe at like boss weak points, something like that, because if there's going to be a storm, then it's going to be a very closed off area, and that's it. You have to be inside of this thing, and then enemies constantly going to spawn on top of you and deal damage to you. So there's no real strategy here. It's just heal the damage that you're gonna just try to out heal the damage that is coming in. So that's one thing I would love to see change. Knockback, like I said multiple times, it's very annoying. I really did enjoy just being pushed around like a football. And finally, go play the game. It's a demo, it's free. Why won't you? It's free. Just go try it. It's a ton of fun. It does need some refining, but it's a demo, it's an alpha. From what I've seen, the developers are looking for feedback. I haven't really been able to talk to them, I think. I didn't really give them feedback yet, or had somebody respond to me. But they seem very nice. I mean, from the thing they say in the main menu and things, they seem pretty like honest, pretty kind people, pretty nice people. But I guess only time will tell how this game is going to be and where it's going to go. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, let me know why so I can improve it. I keep safe and see you next one. Bye bye.